What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jordan here. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are close to that 100 mark. This is a new channel and that does help out a lot. We also will be doing a $200 giveaway once I reach 200 subscribers. So make sure you are a subscriber and you do hit that notification bell. But all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into this video. Man, this is Reversal of Fortune. Overall, this episode was very underwhelming. I don't know if it's because I don't really like Tate's character in general, or I just didn't like the events that I saw play out in this episode. One of the things I'm noticing that the cast or the writers of Power are doing with the show, they're tying up any loose ends that they may have created at the beginning of the season. So in this episode, we do see a scene where Tommy and Ghost are talking, and we see Cedric the Entertainer's character and his son. We see that they are the shooters, and we find out that they came from Tate. And that was really interesting to see, because I was really wondering, like, are they ever going to explain who those shooters were? Are we ever going to get to find out who was shooting at those guys? So they kind of tied up that loose end, and it did feel forced. Cedric and his son's character, they didn't feel forced. They feel like they fit right into the story, especially because we knew that Ghost and Tommy had been shot at in earlier episodes. So seeing them, it just fit right in. It just gave us the viewpoint of where they came from in the first place. Another thing we see in this episode is that Tate is he's really down on his luck. Things are not going well for him, as we all knew from the previous episodes. James had basically stole his campaign right from under him, and so Tate was pretty upset. So Tate hires the goons, then changes his mind and tells them no, and they basically force him to let them kill Ghost and pay them anyway, which is really funny to me. That was a really funny scene. And even with that, Tate didn't want Ghost to die. Tate even goes to Ghost's club to try to tell Ghost about his son, which we all saw in previous episodes how that went down. Ghost was just being an asshole times 10 for some reason. Like, even when I saw that in the first episode that we saw that interaction, I thought that his reaction or his interaction with Tate was just a bit extra. But even with that, Tate wasn't a sore loser. He tried to, warn Ghost, and Ghost just wasn't hearing it, basically. And the more the episode goes on, the more bad news Tate gets, the more he sees that people don't really want to work with him, or people are giving up on him. You see that guy that comes in trying to get some information off the computer that's trying to leave his campaign. Simon Stern doesn't want to work with him. Even that girl that he was having an affair with, she came by the office trying to get him to give up on the campaign. So he just had a lot of people against him that didn't believe in him, that didn't think he could do it. And it was just really crazy because his brother said something, and it rings so true. Hey, things tend to always work out for you. Things tend to just fall in place for you. And in this episode, they definitely fell in place for Tate. Also, another thing that I've noticed that the writers have been doing is in each individual episode, starting with Dre's episode, we get a little bit more personal backstory about each character. So Dre, each character, we get more of a personal family dynamic background on him. So with Dre, we find out that he had a bad relationship with his mom. His mom was basically some type of crazed Christian or something like that. And then you had Paz. You got to see her motivations and her issues with her dad and her son. And then you get to see Tate with his brother, his nephew, and his sister-in-law. And so it's just crazy that at the end of the series, we now get a little bit more about these characters. And that does feel kind of forced. It doesn't in the sense that the episode is focused on them, but it just feels like it's a little too late to really get us to get this close to these characters. Now, however, I have been speculating that in the sequel, Power Book 2, that 9 times out of 10 we will see these characters reemerge in some form of fashion. So I do believe we will see Paz again. I do believe we will see her son again. I do believe we will see Tate again in Power Book 2, because they all live in New York, where the new characters are going to be living. So it only makes sense that we're at least going to hear about Councilman Tate, or maybe we're going to see Paz in passing or something like that. It only makes sense that we haven't seen the last of these characters. All in all, jumping to the end of the episode, Basically what I noticed about this episode was that Ghost was Tate's only obstacle. Once Ghost was removed, things immediately cleared up for Tate. Like immediately. And Tate didn't want to run for lieutenant. He realized that by Ghost dying, he was in a position to where he could run for governor. And if that shit ain't sneaky, I don't know what is. But hey, that's politics, man. So in the midst of Ghost dying, that's where things really started to turn around for Tate. Because in the midst of Ghost dying, he became the only logical candidate to run with Walsh. And he seized the opportunity to literally become the first black governor of New York. All right, guys, this is all we have for this video. My name is Jordan. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you did like this video. And just let me know in the comment section if you think this is the last we've seen of Tate. I don't think it is. I think we will be seeing him every now and again in Power Book 2. It just makes sense to me. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and we will see you on the next one.